Like, his numbers are absurd.
He's been getting better every year.
He was the most NBA-ready offensive player we've ever seen.
Luka can get a shot off on anybody in the league.
He's going to continue to do this for the next decade.
He's got a chance to be one of the best to ever do it.
I'm happy to have him. LA's happy to have him.
No, our goal is to win championship. And that's our goal.
Sometimes the slowest player in the NBA might also be its deadliest weapon. Luka Doncic, the kid from Slovenia born in 1999, wasn't supposed to rewrite the rules of basketball, but he did. At 18, he was already a Eurobasket champion. In fact, Mavericks coach Jason Kidd notes he isn't the most athletic, yet can manipulate the game with his slow-paced stop-and-go speed, producing a style we haven't quite seen before in the NBA. And since then, scoring leader, 5 straight All-NBA first teams, and the man who led Dallas to the 2024 Finals, all without ever breaking a sprint. So how does a player who looks too slow leave the world's fastest athletes helpless? And could that unshakable style be what makes him one of the greatest to ever play? If you enjoy in-depth analyses like this one, don't forget to click the subscribe button. Luka Doncic was born on February 28, 1999. From day one, Luka's world was surrounded by basketball. He spent time at his father's games and even had an NBA player as a godfather, Rasho Nestorovic. So it didn't take long for young Luka to start falling in love with the sport. And it wasn't just his dad or his godfather who caught his eye. He grew up idolizing players like Vasilis Spanoulis and even his dad's young teammate, Goran Dragic. Luka played other sports as a kid, but no matter what, basketball was the one thing he always came back to. It was his first and only true love. Fast forward to September 2017. Luka, still just a teenager, earned a spot on the Slovenian men's national team. Alongside his idol Goran Dragic, he helped lead Slovenia to its first ever Eurobasket title. And here's where his unique style started to shine. Goran himself even admitted he questioned just how slow Luka played, but that pace wasn't a weakness, it was completely intentional. Then came the quarterfinals on September 12th against Latvia. This was the true test. Luka, still barely out of his teenage years, showed maturity way beyond his age. Latvia had Kristaps Porzingis, a 7'3" giant who was shredding Slovenia's defense. But early in the final period, KP picked up his 4th foul. Luka knew exactly what to do. He started going right at him, forcing Porzingis to back off and play soft. It was a chess move, and Luka was a step ahead. With Luka's poise and Dragic's leadership, Slovenia punched its ticket to the semifinals. Just 2 days later, in the semifinal, Slovenia faced a powerhouse, Spain, led by the Gasol brothers. Everyone wondered, would this be the end of their Cinderella run? Spain was stacked, but their stars, Marc and Pau Gasol, weren't quick enough to keep up with Luka's pace. He didn't rush, he didn't force. He simply waited for them to hesitate and then picked their defense apart. Luka only scored 11 points that night, but his fingerprints were everywhere. 12 rebounds, 8 assists, and countless plays that opened doors for his teammates. Slovenia stunned Spain, sending them to the gold medal game against their rivals, Serbia. When Luka Doncic entered the 2018 NBA draft, there were doubts everywhere. Scouts kept asking the same question. Could a slow, relatively unathletic player really survive in the NBA?
It's been rush hour traffic, okay? Really slow feet.
Really? That's a problem.
Really slow feet, and he's going to have to guard the Jason Tatums, you know.
Well, that is because I've heard people talk about him like he's going to be bringing the ball up the court like he's a point.
No.
Like he's great in the pick and roll and all that.
He can play the pick and roll, but he's not a point guard. There's a difference between being point guard and being able to go off the ball.
He is a great passer.
He got good vision, but he still got slow feet, and those slow feet hurt him on the offensive end too. So his NBA comparison is Hedo.
Even his coaching staff struggled to figure out the best way to use him. But behind the scenes, his teammates already knew the truth. At 6 feet 8 inches and 220 pounds, Luka's mix of size and his ability to control the pace of the game turned what many called a weakness into his biggest strength. Still, the questions never stopped. Sure, he was named Rookie of the Year, but skeptics wondered, could someone so slow really thrive in today's fast-paced NBA? The theme in 2020. In his very first playoff series against the Los Angeles Clippers, he turned all that doubt into fuel. On August 17th, he dropped 42 points, the most ever in a playoff debut. calmly analyzing defenses led by Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. By Game 2 on August 19th, he adjusted again, scoring 28 points with only a single turnover. And then came August 23rd, a night that would go down in history. Luka put up a 40-point triple-double and capped it off with a slow-motion, step-back buzzer beater. That single shot proved what many refused to believe. Deliberate pace could outplay raw athleticism. From 2022 to 2024, the Dallas Mavericks leaned entirely on Luka Doncic. With no real backup guard and no consistent second option, every possession ran through him. That kind of pressure forced him into legendary performances. On December 27, 2022, Luka made history with the NBA's first-ever 60-point triple-double. And then, on January 26, 2024, he went even further against the Atlanta Hawks. Despite new head coach Quinn Snyder throwing every possible defense at him, Luka's slow, methodical pace couldn't be rushed. He had 41 by halftime, and by the final buzzer, an unbelievable 73 points. Once again, speed didn't matter. Control did. And that's exactly why Luka's deliberate style kept shredding defenses that thought they could outrun him. On May 13th, Game 4, he was fouled with 10.1 seconds left but missed critical free throws. Most players would have let that moment eat them alive. Luka didn't. In Game 5, May 15th, his controlled style came back. 31 points, 11 assists, and 10 rebounds. In Game 6, May 18th, he flat-out destroyed OKC, recording his third straight triple-double. Despite swarming defenses, his steady pace carried Dallas back to the Western Conference Finals. Dallas was headed to the finals. Starting June 6th, the Mavericks ran into the Boston Celtics. Boston was too deep and too balanced, and Luka couldn't lift Dallas past them. Still, over 5 games, he averaged 29.2 points, 8.8 rebounds, 5.6 assists, and 2.6 steals. Even in defeat, his ability to outplay faster, more athletic defenders by slowing everything down proved he was still one of the deadliest players in the game. After that run, Dallas fans had hope. The team that just made the finals had added a 4-time champion. The sky looked wide open for 2024 to 2025, but Luka showed up to training camp overweight, 260 pounds after an off-season spent rehabbing nagging injuries. Conditioning became a real concern for the front office. With a wrist injury as the cover, Luka was shut down for 11 days to get back in shape. Then, on Christmas Day, disaster struck: a calf injury. Dallas's new training staff said 2 to 3 weeks. Luka's personal trainers pushed back, insisting it'd take at least 6. After a heated debate, the return date was locked in: February 8, 2025. Even with disagreements swirling, Luka stuck to his process: slower, steady, and deliberate. On February 8th, he returned, and it was vintage Doncic. 45 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, proof that speed had never defined him. His pace alone dismantled defenses. By season's end, he was wearing purple and gold alongside LeBron James. Together, they led the Lakers to a 52-30 record. In the playoffs, Luka still frustrated defenders like Rudy Gobert with his deliberate style, but even he couldn't prevent a first-round exit to the Timberwolves. One move defines Luka Doncic more than any other: the step-back jumper. As a rookie, he put the whole league on notice when he capped an 11-0 comeback against Houston by sinking a cold-blooded step-back 3 right over 6'10" Clint Capella. The call from that game nailed it. Luka slammed the brakes and changed direction so fast that Capella still had 1 foot stuck in the paint while Luka was already rising for the shot. And here's the thing: those shots aren't flukes. Luka has knocked down over 1,139 step-back threes at a 37% clip, making it his signature weapon. His trainer, Shamgod, says Luka is quicker than you think. And that's the secret. Defenders aren't just reacting to his speed, they're reacting to his mind. The threat of the step-back alone forces them to shift, and the moment they lean, he's already gone the other way, pulling up with that slow, patient rhythm that somehow beats everyone. Where Luka's career goes next is anyone's guess. But one thing is clear: speed has never been the key. By getting the game into his rhythm, whether overweight, injured, or written off, he's already shown why the slowest player in the NBA can still outplay everyone. But what do you think? Can Luka's deliberate style carry him to a championship? Or will the lack of speed eventually catch up to him? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We love to hear your take. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more deep dives into the game, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next one.